This is the Tabletop Kamado Portable Barbecue. They're an extremely versatile piece of kit, and you can use them for grilling, smoking and roasting, and you can cook anything from meat and veggies to pizza and bread in it. Today I'm going to show you how to use it, and I'm going to get myself a nice rack of lamb at the end of it. Before you start cooking on it though, you need to cure it. To cure the Kamado, you need to put in some scrunched up newspaper, a couple of fire starters, and then 2 to 3 handfuls of charcoal to cover it. Open up the bottom vent fully, and then light the paper and wait for it to catch fire. Once the charcoal's caught fire, you can close the lid and let it burn until it's fully extinguished. After that, your Kamado is safe to use as normal. Curing the Kamado just matures this felt seal and the ceramic inside so it's food safe when you're ready to go. So now we can light it. So to light the Kamado, you can use newspaper and fire starters, or today I'm going to use a bit of this fat wood because it's a little bit windy. As you can see, I've still got a bit of charcoal left in here from when I cured it last night, but that's alright, I'll just build the fire in and around it and chuck a little more charcoal on top. You generally want to add sort of 3 or 4 handfuls depending on the size of your hands each time. You don't want to overload it because the fire will get too hot. It can be a little learning curve knowing how much coal to put in. I always err on more than I need, which is about 400 grams max that you want to put in, and that way if you've got any left over you can just reuse it next time. Let's light it. So you just want to make sure that these bottom vents are not closed, fully open, and then you can light it. Piece of charcoal, get those little fire starters going. Alright. I'll leave that there until I can see that the coal's started, and then I'll close the lid and I'll leave it to get up to temperature. I'm just adjusting the coal here to make sure that I can get it nice and lit and all of it is going. That looks like it's got enough fire in there for me, so I'm going to close the lid down, open up this vent all the way, let it do its thing for a bit. So managing the heat isn't too complex, you just have to get a feel for it. Essentially, more air is more hot, less air is less hot. Once it gets to the temperature that I want, I'm going to close these vents down to about 70% of the way closed, and if the temperature starts dropping from there, I'll open them back up. And then you just maintain it, keep an eye on the temperature gauge, and away you go. So this bad boy's up at about 245 degrees at the moment, so I'm going to open it. When you do this, you let it open just a little bit, and then all the way, just so you don't get a backdraft. I'm going to put our grill in, and I'm going to let it preheat, and then I'm going to give the lamb a quick sear before we leave it in there to roast for a couple hours. So this took about 45 minutes to get up to temp once those coals got going. During that time you can also go and prep all your veg and all that stuff. It got up to about 260 degrees, which I used to sear off the lamb real quick, and then opening and closing it cooled the whole thing down. So I chucked it in a roasting dish, and I'll leave it in there for an hour or two, just depending on how we want it. So trying to get up to about 260 degrees, this took about 45 minutes to do, but if you're smoking, you only need to get to about 120 or so degrees, so that's not going to take very long. And if you're searing, you want to give it a bit longer, just to make sure it's really nice and hot before you cook anything on it. And I'll leave this guy to cook away for about 1 or 2 hours, and I'll check on it regularly. Keep in mind that the temperature is going to drop every time you open the lid, so just be very careful not to check it too often. So it's been about an hour, and as you can see, this lamb is all done. So I'm going to take it out, close down the vents to extinguish the fuel, and once it cools down, I'll show you how to clean it. And in terms of cleaning the Kamado, it's super easy. Anything on the outside you can wipe off with a damp cloth. You can take the grill itself out and wash it with a bit of soap and water, and the ceramic itself is self-cleaning. It just needs to get over about 260 degrees and it'll all burn off. I'm going to go ahead and leave all the leftover charcoal in there for next time, and once that adds up and I need to take the ash out, it's just the same as a regular fireplace. Easy.